There are two things I think we should move forward on. UBI. The reason I support UBI, people ask, is why is because you can't endlessly raise wages. Eventually, stores will start shutting down. You're seeing that in California. Now, people deserve to make over 20 bucks an hour, but it's not realistic when the cost of everything else is so high on top of it. It just doesn't work. I'm not against, again, people making over 20 bucks an hour. You deserve to make what you're worth, but you can't endlessly raise wages. You also can't just tax the rich to solve everything. I know people think like, oh, in New York City, they taxed second homes and whatnot. That does work in iconic cities that are culture hubs of the world, like New York City again or LA. But is that going to work everywhere? No, you do that in like Tacoma, Washington, they'll just leave. You do that in like Seattle, they'll just go to Bellevue or whatever that small little town is. I forget what it's called. Radina. You know that little town that's like next to Bellevue, but it's for like rich people? It's like right across the bridge. They create their own little town for the rich. If you live in that area, you'll know what I'm talking about. Uh, that's where Bill Gates lived, or does he still live there? I don't remember, but he had a house there. I don't know because he got divorced and all that, so I don't know who owns the house, what's going on there. Don't follow tech billionaires that closely. But that's where all the rich people live. So they'll just do something like that and leave. That's my point in a lot of places. It has to be an iconic culture hub like New York City to pull stuff like that off. So those aren't the answers. The conservatives obviously don't have the answers either. I don't need to get into that. So the real solution is to supplement the wages. I hate saying that, but it's the truth. So that's where UBI comes in. I'd say between 1,000 and like 1,300 a month tied to inflation would work. I'd rather it be like 1,200 a month, to be honest with you. But we could start with just 1,000. And then universal health care, because businesses, believe it or not, don't like having to deal with the private insurance market, and trying to get their employees health insurance is actually a pain in the ass. I've known some small business owners who actually struggled with that, had problems with getting their employees health care. So getting, you know, businesses out of having to deal with health insurance through universal health care would actually be would be a benefit as well. So those are two realistic things that we need to get right on.